Yeah, look, there's not been too much time to reflect in terms of it's been a short turnaround. Obviously, yeah, disappointing to lose the grand final. That's three grand finals lost in 2 years being at a victory. But like I said, I'm here now. I've got to put it past me. I've got plenty of time later on to look back at it, reflect. But my sole focus now is the game against Japan.
And obviously coming into that game against Japan, is it kind of a good thing, like you're saying, you're able to just kind of push it to the back of your mind, the grand final there, and you've just got this singular focus, over the next week?
Yeah, well, there's nothing I can do about the game on the weekend. It's done now. It's more about seeing what I can do here, how I can help the team the best I can to get the win against Japan.
How does it feel being back, mate? Because first cap, what a way to start. Go on there against China, get the win. Now being here, what's it feel like to be back amongst the team?
Yeah, I think there's, it sounds cliche, but there's no better thing to be with your country. I'm super happy to be selected again, and like I said, I'm doing everything possible in terms of what I can do on the field and off the field to help support the boys and get the win on Thursday.
When you look back, you think what a game that was. You're one of the standout players, and you think now you come into this game going, geez, I played so well. I hope I get that start again.
Yeah, look, I was grateful for the start against China, but I don't try to let the occasion get the best of me. I think I go into each game with the same mindset, wanting to win, no matter who I'm playing against or who I'm playing for. And like I said, I just want to support my teammates out there.
Do you feel for the enormity of this game?
Yeah, I think of course it's a big game, but like I said, I don't try to overthink it. Obviously, Japan's a very good squad, but it's about focusing on ourselves and what we can do to break them down and beat them.
If you win, will you celebrate hard, or will you be reserved knowing there's other results?
We've got another game against Saudi Arabia after. Obviously, it would be a big win, but the most important thing is preparing and getting ourselves ready for the game against Japan.
Given that Japan's already qualified, what sort of style are you expecting from them? I guess that can unleash that division.
Look, I think any team Japan puts out is going to be very good, very respectable. But like I said, it's about us focusing on the things that we can control, things that we can do in terms of breaking them down, getting a result, not letting them get through. So most of the time it's just about controlling the things that we have in our hands.
We touched on the grand final earlier. It's a bit of a unique situation where, there's victory players and city players in this squad. So what's that been like?
Obviously I'm happy for them. Maybe in the moment I wasn't as happy, but they're all great guys. We're here supporting the same team now, playing for the same team. So, like I said, you've got to put it past you.
Yeah, how much chatter has there been about that? Any kind of banter or whatnot?
Oh, well, I sit on the same table as all three of them, so you can imagine there's a little bit. But, like I said, everyone's been good here. It's a bit of banter. We moved on.
What have they been saying to you?
All the things you could imagine about beating us, beating Victory. But, probably the position we were in to get to the grand final was good. It was unfortunate because probably a club like Victory is expected to win grand finals and trophies, but as I said, there's things to improve on and can look forward to that into the next year.
Just talk about wearing the green and gold and what it means to you. Obviously, you were approached by China, if I understand. Talk about how that came about and then getting the call up to play against China, but also just, after impressing for so long in the A-League and finally getting that call up. Just talks about how it's all come about and reflecting on that.
Yeah, so my grandfather was born in China. My mum's half Chinese. I'm super proud of my culture and my heritage, but as a kid, my goal and ambition has always been to play for the Socceroos. I think growing up as a little kid, seeing your favourite players put on the green and gold, there's no better feeling, and the fact that I'm in the position now where I could, it was really a no-brainer on who to pick.
And talks about, it's a very interesting group you've got. You've got these guys that have qualified for a World Cup, and then a lot of you guys that have just burst onto the scene in the last year or so. What have they been hammering home to you so far in this camp, knowing that the carrot's there, that World Cup qualification is so close?
I think it's good. You've got a group of diverse and different players in there, some experience, some like myself who haven't been in here, and I think it's about me learning off people that have been here longer than me, listening and taking their advice. And it's a group that always support each other, and I think the reason that we support each other is the reason that we'll get far.
Ryan, how big a loss is Jackson Irvine? Obviously, you played alongside him in that China game. He's one of the elder statesmen of the squad. He brings an immeasurable amount of experience to the Socceroos squad. What's the, kind of training been like without him in the field?
Yeah, of course, he's a figure that's not just super important on the field, but off the field as well. But it's unfortunate. It's football. Yeah, injuries happen. It just means that there's a spot for someone else to step up and take more of that role that Jacko had before. Yeah, but like you said, he's obviously a super important player, and not just player but person to this squad. But there's other people that can fill into these roles, and it just gives someone else an opportunity to step forward now.